Good afternoon, YouTube. Hardball Crazy come back to the video. Today I got a very exciting mail day. I add to my international collection. It's like baseball's international sport, as we just witnessed the WBC. Many countries is passionate about baseball, not here in just the U.S. I read that saw a staff with Venezuela beating the U.S. in the finals that 7 different countries have been to the WBC finals, and which doesn't include like Puerto Rico and Mexico too. So they're like bigger countries too. But it kind of shows you how worldwide baseball is. So I collect worldwide, and I'm gonna show you the different cards I have from different countries in the world. But my only rule with this is they gotta be portraying players and sets and teams from their own country. So it's not like a German set or UK set that talks about baseball in America. This is about their own leagues, their own players and such. So that's kind of my rule in collecting internationally. I don't really want a German card of talking, about like Babe Ruth's Sonella card. I'll take it because it's playing day is Babe Ruth, but I won't include in my international collection, if you say. So I'm going to go through the countries that I have represented. I had 8 different countries represented. Now 9. So first is obviously U.S. Here's a 64 Topps Pete Rose. And obviously the Canada. Here's a 1980 O-Pee-Chee Dave Stieb rookie. That's the most 2 obvious ones. Another obvious one would be Japan. Here's a 1964 Menko of Isao Haramoto. Great Menko cards, great picture. And since we're in Asia, here is a Korean rookie card of Jung Hoo Lee. Now with the San Francisco Giants. Now to the Latin America, Cuba. Here is a card of El Tiante's dad, Luis Tiant Sr. 45-46 Caramello Deportivo. This is my only GAI slab, and I got it. I didn't want it. Caramello Deportivos are rather thin, so I did not want to take the chance of damaging it, slabbing this out, and handling the card because I think I have a good copy of Luis Tiant Sr. So I have this as one of my Cuban cards. I have a few Caramello Deportivos. On to Puerto Rico. Here's 1949-50 Todoteros of Bob Thurman. Cincinnati Reds fame here in the U.S. Playing for Santurce. Venezuelan card, 1932 Doble Aguila of Tetelo Vargas. Not known for the U.S. very well, but he was a legend. The Dominican Deer. And there's a stadium in Dominican Republic named after him. And my 8th country, from Australia, here, remember ex-Brewer Dave Nielsen. Here's an professional Australian card of Dave Nielsen from the early 90s. So that's 8 countries represented. Now I got a 9th. Are you thinking which country is kind of I have not mentioned yet? I've been searched for having a card from this country. They have rich history in baseball. It's Mexico. Surprisingly, Mexico does not have a lot of trading cards throughout the history. There's some stuff from 1963, I think, like a sticker album, card album. Very hard to find, very rare. There's late 70s, like a Pacific stickers of the Winter League. Mexico, the Winter League is called the Pacific League. And the most treasured card in that is a early Ricky Henderson card. Um, then there's some other cars sporadically into the 90s and 2000s and such. Just found a guy on eBay had a box of packs from the 1992 Mexican League set league from 1992, and so I bought a box. A little more price than I wanted to pay. The big guy in that set is from his. He played between NMLB stints. Is Venezuela, Mexican legend Fernando Valenzuela. Out of a complete box, they did not pull one Fernando. Um, Terrible correlation. 150 card set. It's like 10 cards and 36 packs. And you think I'll get like 2 complete sets at least? No. I ripped budget the box and I pulled 12 of those. One guy I was going to show you, so I not even try to see if I complete the set because I didn't get Fernando. Another legend I didn't get 2 that I wanted, but I picked up 4 guys that I was was keen on getting that I really wanted added to my PC. First one is actually a Cuban. I'll showcase him first. After his MLB stint, he was playing in Cuba for a while. I think he's the Tigers, part of the Tigers Hispanic radio broadcast, and that is a Barbaro Garbe, the '84 Tigers World Championship team. Came to the U.S. in 1980, and the float big news back in the day. But it's a late post MLB Mexican card of Barbaro Garbe. So this is my 9th country represented in my collection. Next up is probably Mexico's all-time home run leader. I do have a card of him he played very briefly in the U.S. With the White Sox, so I have a minor league card of the White Sox organization. It's Nelson Barrera. I pulled 12 of these things, and he's like Mexico's all-time leader and home runs. So I might start posting a few. I don't know how much I should go for. I might think I post some of these on eBay, recoup some of my money. Next up is probably maybe one of the greatest catchers in Mexican. I think he was named the All-Century catcher in Mexican history. He played very briefly in 1971 with the New York Mets. And it's Francisco Estrada, or Frank Estrada, he was here in the U.S. And I didn't think he was in the set. And you can tell by the back, these are the backs of him. He is a manager catcher. He's a player manager card. It's kind of cool. And you look at the birth date on here. By the time this card was distributed in 92, he was still active, at least part-time as a player and a full-time manager. He was like in early 40s, like 43 or so. So I wanted a Francisco Estrada card for a while in my collection. I didn't realize he was in set, so I got him. But beyond Fernando, the other big name I wanted in the set is this gentleman here. And there's a reason why I showed Isaiah Haramoto and Pete Rose representing the U.S. and Japan. Of course, Pete Rose is America's all-time hit leader. Isaiah Haramoto is Japan's all-time hit leader. The only player in Japan's history to ever get 3,000 hits. And in Mexico, the only player to ever get 3,000 hits, and obviously Mexico's all-time hits leader is Jesus Summers. This is a big card I wanted in my collection. These one of the key guys I wanted to get a card of, Playing Days card in Mexico. He was still active. I think he played a few more years after this as Jesus Summers, all-time great player in Mexico. His mom is Mexican. His dad is actually Black American. He played in the Negro Leagues. His dad is Lonnie Summers. Summers is Summer, but I guess Summers here is his Spanish spelling. And he played in the Negro Leagues briefly, and I think in the U.S. minor leagues a little bit too. But he did play in Mexico. Obviously, that's where Jesus was born. So I got a Jesus Summers card, and this is a huge card I want in my collection. Probably a guy you never heard of, but I'm glad to add some Mexican greats especially these three, in my collection, and Mexican cards of Mexican greats. And now I have 9 countries represented in my collection, plus Barbaro Garbe, Tiger, a Cuban legend, former Tiger. Ironically, he plays for the Tigres here in Mexico. So there you have it. It's, my wide world of baseball cards. Didn't get Fernando, hugely disappointed. But thank you for watching. Have a good night.